Hello, dear students. Welcome to Become a Good Problem Solver event organized by the GEM Foundation. In this video, we are going to see the solution for the junior math problem published on November 2025. The GEM Foundation always emphasizes to have a research proven four-step approach towards problem solving, which is basically consisting of a UPER technique, which translates to understand, plan, execute, and reflect. So, by going through this process, children will enjoy the problem solving and also go in a systematic way of approaching a problem. Though it is an easy problem, challenging problem, they will have a plan to approach and work on it. So understanding plays a very important role in problem solving because that determines the comprehension ability of the student and help. So in the GEM Foundation, we kind of share some four important steps to improve the comprehension. The first is underlining the key terms which has been given and what has been asked to find, and then asking the guiding questions by themselves. So here we have provided some guiding questions for the children to think and organize their thoughts. Slowly the children will gain the idea of asking the guiding questions and then visualize drawing or modeling and rephrasing the given information to understand better. And then as they work looking for some patterns, relationships which will help them arrive at a solution is part of the understanding process. Now let's go and see what is the interesting problem we have at hand for the junior math problem. As we read, we'll also underline some important key terms that we are looking in this problem. A rope has 50 knots which are spaced out equally. Equally is an important word. The length between the first and the fifth knot is 2 meters. Find the length between the first knot and the last knot. So this seems to be a very straightforward question, and I have seen many children when posed this question, they have immediately started thinking, jumping into the solution, telling that if there is a if for the first and the fifth knot, if it is 2 meters, then obviously they can say that first and the 50th knot can be, maybe this is multiplied by 10 and maybe this is also multiplied by 10 and say 20 meters. Yeah, so children just rush into this answer quite often. Let's see how to work on it systematically. So here, as we have underlined the important words, let's understand what does length between first and the fifth knot mean. We can just visually draw, like this is the first knot, let's say, and this is the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and it goes on, right? So if you can mark with the numbers 5, 6, 7, so this is the knot. And what it says is the length between the knot. So what does it mean? If I can visually draw, the length is starting from here until fifth knot, right? This is 2 meters. So when they say this is 2 meters, they are asking, what are they asking for? Okay, this rope is not a small rope. It is having from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then till 50th knot. So can I even draw such a long knot? It's not possible, right? So it just goes on till 50th knot. And what is the distance between the 1 and 50th? So let's say what is the guiding question is helping us. What does the length between two knots mean? So what does it mean? And another important keyword they have mentioned is they all are spaced out equally. So what do you comprehend? Take a pause now and then think about it on what do you comprehend, what does the first and fifth knot mean, the length between it mean. So now coming back, yes, so the length between first and fifth knot means how many equal spaces it has. It has, if I can use a different color for the equal spaces, this is first equal space, second, third, and fourth. So there are 4 equal spaces between the first and the fifth knot. Okay, so then what would be for the first and the 50th knot is your question, right? Because what has been asked for us to find out is the length between the first and the last knot. Last knot in this case is 50th knot. So immediately the children can have a plan. So in order to find the length between the first and the last knot, what should I find? I should find how many equal spaces are there. How many equal spaces are there between first and 50th knot. Okay, so to find this out, do I need to draw the entire rope with 50 knots? No, not necessary. We can actually draw simple. So we have another important strategy in problem solving of taking sample examples, which will help you understand the bigger picture, like with bigger numbers. So if I draw simply 1, 2, or a rope with maybe 5 or 10 knots also, if you want to have a good understanding, 9 and then 10 knots you have. And then so you can just check how do I find the length between any two knots, for example. Let's take if it is from 1 to 7. How do I find it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. 1 to 7 is 6. And what could be from 1 to 8? 1 to 8 knot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th knot is 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, but 1 to 7 this is fine. But if I ask from a middle number like 5 to 10, how many are there between 5 to 10th knot? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knots are there, right? 5 equal spaces are there. So between 1 to 7 there are 6 equal spaces. Between 1 to 8 there are 7 equal spaces. Between 5 to 10 there are 5 equal spaces. How do I find the equal spaces between two knots? Pause for a moment now and think for yourself. So now coming back from this table or from this idea of simple example, you can check that the equal space or the length between the two knots we can find by subtracting the bigger knot from the smaller knot space. Like for example, in this case, I'll write in the red color. So in the first one, it is 7 minus 1 is 6. And in the second one, 8 minus 1 is 7. And here in the third one, will it work? Still, let's see. 10 minus 5 is 5. Oh, so you have made a good observation now. That the number of equal spaces, if you want to find, you can just subtract the bigger knot position from the and the smaller knot position, right? Let's check if that is the true. You take some random number like, 3, 2, 8. Yeah. So let's see how many spaces are there. According to yours, it says 8 minus 3 is 5, right? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it works, right? So this is how you understand or comprehend the problem better and have a plan. So now you are just few steps away to find the solution. So in our case, we need to find the length between the first and the 50th knot, which is the last knot, right? So how do you find it? 50 minus 1 is 49 equal spaces, right? There are 49 equal spaces between first and fifth knot. And what information do you know already? You know that the first and the fifth knot space is 2 meters. And that means 4 equal spaces occupies 2 meters, right? This is the information you have got from the given problem. 4 equal spaces is actually equal to 2 meters. And then we need to find, wow, what about 49 equal spaces, right? But in this case, 4 and 49 are not direct multiple, right? So if there are 4 equal spaces and there are 2 meters, so what about 49 equal spaces? So what you can try doing is The nearest multiple of 4 is 12 times 4 is 48, right? Maybe for 48 equal spaces, you would have easily got the answer that 12 times 4 is 48 equal spaces, so 12 times 2 is 24 meters. Correct. But then here in this case, it is not 48 directly, it is 49. So what you could think of now, pause for a moment, think about it and let me know. Yes, coming back, so you can actually write 49 as 48 plus 1 equal space, right? 48 plus 1 equal space, and for 48 equal space, you know how to find. So 4 equal space is 2 meters, so 48 equal space is nothing but 12 times 4, and therefore 12 times 2 is equals to 24 meters, right? So 48 equal spaces corresponds to 24 meters. And what about this one? Yeah, let's do it. So this is called a unitary method. So by the end of primary, you should be quite able to well versed on unitary method, which means if four equal spaces is considering 2 meters, what does one equal space mean? This is called an unitary method. It is very simple if I tell with a chocolate example. For example, 4 chocolates cost 20 rupees. What does one chocolate cost then? You immediately tell it is 5 rupees, right? How do you say so? You say 20 divided by 4 is 5. Therefore, one choco is 5 and 5 times 4 I get 20. The same thing you can do here. So 2 divided by 4, which is a half meter, right? So one equal space is actually half meter. So in our example, we had 49 equal space we need to find. Therefore, 49 equal space is equals to 48 equal space, which is actually 24 meters. We just found 24 meters plus one equal space, which we found just now as half meters. So in total, you get 24 and another half meters. So the length between the first and the 50th knot will be 24 and a half meters. Yes. So what answer you got in the first place? It is 20 meters. Right? It's a very straightforward jumping to the solution immediately. But this is how your comprehension is actually tested every time when you have the options given. As like for example, in this question, you may have A, 20 meters, and B, 24 meters, and then C, 24 and a half meter, and maybe the some random answers like 25 meters or something. So children may be mostly taking 20 or 24. 20 might be more common, and then 24 right? But the answer really is 24 and a half meters, and you know now how systematically arriving at it. So I hope you enjoyed the thinking and problem solving session in this junior problem. As always, I say don't jump into finding the answer or the solution. Go through the systematic way of thinking and problem solving where you understand, plan, execute, and reflect. So do watch out for the Become a GPS math problem getting published every 15th of the month, and you have the entire 15 days to submit your solution. Check out in this QR code or in the website for more details. Thank you, children.